We are back with another Falafels with Zelko. And this week I'm at Urban Family Brewing in Ballard, and I'm meeting with an old friend named David Alton, who loves his work as a sales representative for Urban Family Brewing. When they first started, they were known as a sour brewery, but are no longer that, and develop all kinds of beers of all styles. Go check them out. And if you're in any need of any real estate services, buying or selling your home, please reach out. It'd be great to help you or your friends. Send them my way. And it looks like I picked up falafel from Shawarma Prince, which is over on 15th in Ballard. They have delicious falafel sandwiches. Again, I got mine spicy. David went with the regular. Let's get into the interview. I'm Kevin Zelko with Falafels with Zelko. And today I'm with David Alton, who's at Urban Family Brewing. Hi, David. How long have you been here at Urban Family?
I've been here for about 2 years now, a little over 2 years, actually. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's do some cheers for our falafel.
Cheers.
This is from Shawarma Prince over on 15th and Ballard. Mm-hmm. Today we're going to be talking about Ballard and kind of the beer industry and all those kind of things. So, David, you said you've been here how many years again?
About 2 years now. Yeah.
Awesome. And how long have you been working in the beer industry?
I've been in the beer industry for probably about, I want to say, 16 years now. Started way back in 2008 working for Red Hook Brewery out in Woodinville. That was after I got laid off from my corporate job and found myself into beer, and it's been a long journey since then.
What field were you in before?
I was working at a little coffee company in the area that you might have heard of. I worked in there for customer relations, coffee education, kind of stuff like that. Moved up from California to work there, and then kind of found my way into beer, which is kind of a good happenstance while getting laid off. So
I'm a big Sonic fan, so thanks for not mentioning
exactly.
the name of that said company. However, so yeah, I actually first met you when you were working at Red Hook in one of those first jobs you might have had. I was a beginning beer drinker, and at that time didn't really understand how beer community worked, beer worked. So we would go ride bikes from Seattle to all the way to Woodinville.
Yeah.
And then we would do your tours, and I was always impressed how you led tours, how you
yeah.
tolerated bad beer drinkers who would try to get more than one taste.
Or just plenty of just overly drunk, wine-stained teeth kind of people. Yeah.
We were all those, so I appreciated
it's a good time
and
for
then
sure,
it's been kind of fun following you from beer position to position, and I love that you're here now at Urban Family and in Ballard.
Yeah, and then after I was at Red Hook for a handful of years, and then ended up working down over at Fremont Brewery for quite a while, back when they were nice and small and kind of grew to where they were at, and ended up working there for about 8 years before working at Yonder Cider and helping them get started back in 2020 and doing a whole bunch of stuff with them. And then here I am at Urban Family. So it's been great.
Well, wonderful. Can you tell me what makes Urban Family stand out when you talk about other breweries? A unique reality about the beer community is that the competition amongst each other isn't really like a negative rivalry like you'll find in other fields.
Absolutely not.
And it's totally unique because like almost in every other career, you're always an adversary with your opponents in that way.
Yeah.
But in the beer community, it's so much more together because everyone's doing their own thing.
Absolutely.
So what is that one thing that kind of makes Urban Family stand out?
Yeah, when I was kind of going off on the neighborhoodly vibe, like that's one thing I love about being here in Ballard and just the beer scene in general. Like you said, it's not anything like any other industry where we all are competing for those taps at those bars and restaurants, but we all love each other and help each other out, drink each other's products, and enjoy, the community aspect that comes with that. But Urban Family, I love what we do. We kind of have always been focused on like being a sour brewery, but people are getting to know that we make our IPAs and lagers out of this world. And our brew team with Theo and the rest of the guys just do a killer job with making sure that we're making really clean, great examples of all these different styles. Everything from the hazy IPAs to the coffee golden stouts to the gummy bear sours and things like that kind of wrap a little more on the crazy side, to just really crisp, clean German lagers. And we stand behind the products we sell, and if there's a bad batch, which we will not send it out in the world. We like what we want. We want people to be proud of drinking an Urban Family beer, and that's what we are for sure.
Great. Thanks for sharing that. Mm-hmm. This is the second or third location that Urban Family's had.
The third location, actually, right. Yeah. A lot of people know us from our location over in Magnolia, which is currently Bizarre Brewing. We did have a little spot over in the Ballard neighborhood right on Market Avenue for a while, or not Market, but Ballard Avenue for a long time ago. But we've been at this location, opened up in January of 2020. So we just celebrated our 5-year kind of Ballard anniversary, we called it. So kind of a good turning page for us to have our own facility that was built out to what we needed and wanted. Really great tap room, and just kind of going the gamut there. So
No, it's a great tap room, definitely.
Yeah.
And then let's talk about Ballard a little bit.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite things about Ballard, and what keeps you staying here and living here?
I think the big thing is probably the Ballard Brewery. It's kind of hard to beat the fact that there's 14 plus breweries within literally 2 or 3 blocks, which you just do not get anywhere else in the area. And but outside of the beer, I just love Golden Gardens is one of my favorite little local parks to kind of go and walk around. You have Sonic Boom Records, which is probably my favorite record store in the area. And you have some great little coffee shops and everything. And it just there's a little of everything, I feel. So I dig it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
For sure.
So speaking of Ballard,
Yeah.
is there any one thing that you think Ballard could improve on, or have something added to it that would just make it such?
I wish we still had the bowling alley. I got to say that that's one thing that a lot of people who are new to Seattle might not realize, that there was a bowling alley a couple blocks up that way, which I was only able to experience a few years of back when I first moved to Seattle. But that would be pretty great.
Yeah, I got to go there a handful of times, and almost every time there was definitely a fight between people that you wouldn't think would be fighting.
It sounds about right.
It was never it wasn't the frat bros. It was just like, whoa, this is an adventure.
All right, yeah.
But I do miss that place. It was a special vibe, and very much that kind of old Ballard weirdness.
Yeah, and I know it's in the workings, but the Link Light Rail extension, that'll be fantastic. I think just to be able to kind of connect the downtown corridor of Ballard to everything else, and getting people to the airport super easy. And because right now it's a bit of an adventure just to get over to I-5, but having that kind of breaking things up, I think will maybe also deter people from having to keep their car and be that kind of carless bike city that we kind of want to be a little bit. So
right.
That'd be huge. Yeah.
Be so much fun. I can't wait till Light Rail. Might be 2042, but
we'll see if I'm around for that, but hopefully,
definitely. Are there any great events coming up at Urban Family that you could talk to?
Yeah, I think the 2 biggest ones is Seattle Beer Week is a huge thing for the beer community in general in the area, and we get to be the official beer of Seattle Beer Week, which what that means is we're going to have about 40 plus of our friends, other brewery owners, coming in, making a beer with us, and releasing that come May when Seattle Beer Week happens. So that's going to be a huge party for us. And then the other one that I'm really looking forward to is the Latona Pub's a little pub up the way over by Green Lake, and they do an event for Earth Day called the Latona Keg Walk, where every keg that gets tapped is brought there by hand, be it hand truck. We've also been infamous for using either an office chair or a little tyke kid's little car. But we're going to be brewing a beer for that, which is going to be a lot of fun, so that we'll have sustenance for the walk there, so we can partake in a delicious beer. And that's going to benefit Washington Wild, which is one of my favorite local organizations. Come to find out, they actually just moved their offices to the Ballard area right over here, so they're not but a block away. And they just help do a lot of conservation efforts and help fight against the current federal government for messing a lot of that up. So I love Seattle for its greenery everywhere, and want to keep that.
Oh, definitely. I love the Earth Day at Latona events. At one point I worked at Big Al Brewing, which is in the White Center. Yeah. And we would bike it in from all the way over there. But I always loved the ones that came by ferry. Yeah. Whenever they'd be out on the Sound somewhere, and they'd manage to do it as well. And then you'd run into one of my other favorite parts where you'd run into other breweries on the way, and then everyone could just kind of bar hop on all the way to Latona and just building that beer community.
And it's again one of my favorite things too, and it's just you have a good time doing it and get a lot of looks from people driving down with a bunch of 20 grown-ass adults holding kegs of beer, and having a good time with it. So
and then you talked about the Seattle Beer Week beer. Yeah. Will that be in cans that people can buy?
Yeah, that'll be in cans, available at pretty much every beer spot in town. We're in all the net markets, BCCs, Whole Foods, spots like that, your finer beer stores. So give Brandon at Bottle Works a call every day and ask him if it's going to be available, just like the Pint of the Younger. So
is that an IPA?
It's going to be, I believe, a pale of light lager this year. So
wonderful.
Kind of a nice one for that. And,
wonderful.
Kind of a nice, easier drinking beer that'll be great. So
awesome.
A good time for that for sure.
Well, that sounds great. Well, thanks for your time today.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers to the falafel.
Cheers.
We'll do a back cheers. Thanks for watching Falafels with Zelko. Again, if you feel like you need any real estate services, please reach out. Give me a phone call. Let's set up a coffee. It'd be great to help you out in your real estate needs. Give a like and a follow to my YouTube page. That'd be wonderful. Follow my other interviews and tours.